Hey, happy Tuesday. Welcome to Talk Tuesday. If you've been here before, welcome back. If it's your first time, Talk Tuesday is our weekly segment where we go over tips to help you enhance your finances. I'm Coach D, your budget coach, and I like to help you learn how to balance both enjoying your life and reaching and exceeding your financial goals. Hey, thank you for tuning in. Definitely let me know you're tuning in, where you're tuning in from. Today, we're going to discuss protecting your online accounts. And I actually picked that topic to discuss today as this time of year is a popular time of year when people want to get into your accounts and hack you because it's tax time. Most people have more money coming in now than they typically do because they're getting their tax refund. Hey, thank you guys for hopping in. So I thought it would be a good time to discuss that today, so we can, kind of be thinking about those things. So we talked about this a little bit last year, but again, we need a refresher because we should be protecting our accounts all year long and thinking about it throughout the year. At work, I think they have us change our password maybe every 90 days or every 45 days. I don't know. It seems very frequent at work. I'm like, dang, I just changed that password. But that's how we should be doing things with our accounts at the house, at home, our personal accounts. And if you're a business owner, then you should be doing it with your business accounts as well. So thank you for tuning in. As always, definitely use that chat. If you want to say anything to me, I definitely peek in throughout the live and respond to comments, besides talking. So, all right. So let's talk about it. So this time of year, a lot of people will act as if they are the IRS. I would like to first let you know that, just from visiting the IRS's website, they let you know in multiple spots, they don't typically send emails out. So if you get an email that says from the IRS, it's not them. You know what I mean? They're not going to contact you that way. They're not going to contact you through the phone. You're going to probably get something in the mail from them if they're sending you something, not for the not on the email. And then what I always remind people to do is just if you're on a computer, put your cursor over the email address that it's coming from, just to see it, without pressing anything, and you can see that more than likely it's not the IRS or not anything that's connected to the IRS. So just be mindful because they'll send you stuff to send you links to kind of get into it. Once you click it, they're all up and through your stuff. So we want to make sure that we're being mindful when we go to sites or when we receive emails or when we receive text. Now they're sending text messages like crazy, not just, emails, because more people are, checking their text than they are emails. So the scammers, they gotta adjust, find, different ways to get in and get more into your stuff. I would say once you have the right site, like say if you go into the IRS site, maybe you're on a payment plan, or maybe you had to go there for different reasons and check things out, or maybe just filing your taxes yearly. Maybe you want to go check some things and check some of the policies and see what's going on with some of the stuff. Bookmark the actual address so when you go in, you're definitely going to the right address, because sometimes they'll create websites that are so similar that if you're not paying attention, you'll go to the wrong one thinking it's the correct one because they'll make the actual website very similar. Then on top of that, they will make it appear the same, just kind of make it mirror or look very similar to the correct website. So be careful as far as that goes also. Thank you so much. All right, what else? What else? So let's get into it. So that wasn't even my, getting into the protecting our accounts, but that was just basically because it's IRS time. Most people will use that as a source to get into your information right now, because some people are checking right now. They want to see where's my refund and stuff like that. So, hey, thank you for tuning in. All right. So, as you know, I look over here for my notes so I can stay on task and give you the tips and let you go. All right. So, we're talking about protecting our online accounts. So, let me know in the chat, when is the last time you have changed your passwords for your bank accounts? Let me know. Let me know in the chat, when was the last time you changed your bank account login information? So, okay, your username won't change, but when was the last time you changed your password? Let me know that. And while you all are putting that in the chat, I want to quickly let you know, last week when we were here, I told you I was going to have a 14-day money management challenge or money mindset challenge. So I actually sent that out to my email list already, and people are already in the challenge. And we actually start on March 1st through March 14th. And as a matter of fact, I'll drop that in the comments as well. So if you want to check it out, it's completely free. And there are some questions you will answer to join. So definitely fill those questions out. Take time to think about your responses. Don't fill it out really quick, because throughout the whole 14 days, you will be getting prompts that are to make you think, to make you to work through it and think what's going on with your finances. That's the whole point of it, to really get into our mind and think of what's going on, what are we doing, how are we doing it, and how we can adjust it. So that's the whole point of it. So answer the questions. We're not in a rush. Inside the challenge, that's what we're going to be doing, digging deep. So that's it in the chat. And then yesterday, so it's in there. If you're watching it when I actually scheduled the live, then it's actually in that comment as well. So, okay, so 8 months ago, we changed our password. So it's about time for us to change that one. Yesterday, you changed your password. Now, yesterday, because it was requested by the bank. Okay. So even still, that's good that you switched it yesterday. That is very good. We need to change it more often. I missed what you said about put that in the chat. Oh, I said put in the last time you changed your bank account password, because it's very important that we change that frequently, because people are working hard to get into our stuff, whether it's at our place of employment, at our home, our personal, our business, at work. Was it yesterday? I got an email that I got an award for catching a phishing scam, because I check that stuff. I'm looking at all the emails that come in, because I get so many emails at work. I'm checking them all. I'm not just clicking anything, because I don't want them to get in not only my work computer, but into the work system. So, oh my God, I haven't in a long time. Okay, so oh my God, your homework assignment is to change your password and email it to me that you changed it, or send me a message. I couldn't get into my own bank account. So possibly because you couldn't get in your own bank account, it could have been someone else trying to get into it, and possibly that could have locked it up. Because I'm telling you, this time of the year, people are working hard to get into your stuff. So okay, you're changing it tonight. All right, now let me know. I'm going to hold you to it, because I like to hold you guys accountable. So let me know you changed it. All right. So let me know. Do you receive paper statements? Do you receive electronic bank statements? Let me know. So for me, while you guys are putting in the chat, I receive paper statements so I can kind of look at it. And most places try to encourage you to get electronic statements, so they don't have to print it out and pay for that paper, and they'll charge you extra to get your physical copy, to kind of push you to get the electronic copy. And some don't charge you, and it's just you just get the paper or you get the digital. But either way you receive your statement, I want to encourage you to look at your transactions, look at your statements, and look what's going on, and see what you have going on in your bank account. Make sure that those transactions are transactions that you actually made, that you actually spent, because people will go into your account and do little transactions just to see if you notice it before they kind of go crazy and try to take all of your money. Paper, electronic, paper. Yes. So, but it's a variety, and I'm not saying one way is better than the other, but whichever way you're receiving your statements, it was just out of curiosity, but whichever way you're receiving your statements, be sure that you're actually reviewing those statements, so you can check it out and see what you have going on, as far as, did I go to this store? Did I spend this? Or is there someone else, getting into it? Because if you go some places, I know, in the news, I was seeing like at some gas stations, when you put your card in, there's like a skimmer thing on there. When you put your card in, it's stealing your card numbers. And then once you put your PIN in, then that's how they're able to get your PIN, and then they'll make a duplicate card. So a lot of cards now are having that tap thing. So if you have the tap, I highly, highly, highly encourage that, because you're not putting your card into anything for anyone to kind of steal it. So if you have a tap access, most new cards, when they're coming out, they're coming in the tap option. So if that's the case, use the tap option when you go to checkout. So it gives people a less likely opportunity to steal your numbers. Let's see. All right, so I said protect your bank accounts. Why? Because identity theft. So if identity theft, people will, get into your information, and they will pretend to be you, and they can go open up accounts as if they were you. It's not hard, and people are crafty, and they know things and know ways to do things. They can make an ID with all of your information on it, but their picture, so they can go out and go open up a new credit card. And if you're not checking your credit report, how would you know that? You wouldn't find out until you go to apply for something else. Or, if they're doing, good with with your credit, by chance, because most people wouldn't do good with it. Once they have it, what do they care? But if they were, then you wouldn't know that somebody else was using it and it's affecting your, affecting your credit, and you'll be able to see it because you're not looking at your credit report. So definitely take a look at it. It happens more and more frequently. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Identity theft. I know at one job I was working at, they had got into our employment HR system, and I had to get a new bank account. They had everything. They had my address, my date of birth, my social, my full name, my bank account, like the account number, the routing number, all everything. I mean, there was so much stuff I just couldn't believe. I just felt like, I mean, if they have it, what can you do? Because I can't take it back from them. But if you could prevent somebody from, doing that to you, I highly recommend it. So I had to go through and get new bank accounts, stuff like that. But it happens. It really happens. And people are like, that's a full-time job for them, just stealing from other people. So that's why we're talking about this today, because it's so important to just be careful and be mindful. Because, depending on how your accounts are set up, maybe they can take out a little bit of money if maybe you keep your money in a different area so they can't get to it as easily. But if it's not, then they can take a lot of money. And then you have to wait for the investigation to get your money back, which also sucks. So that's like, another thing. If maybe you have, credit cards that you are paying off in full every time, then I would recommend using those. That way, if things happen or someone wants to get into anything or, get into your account, it will be the credit account. And then, that doesn't bother you any because it's insured and they're going to pay it back, and it doesn't hold your money up. You're not waiting for it, so to say. Let's see. And then I have on here. So I had three things I had on here. So we already talked about the people who I learned to set a daily limit that can be taken out. That is really good. That is really good. So in the comments, he said he takes a daily limit out of his, like there's a limit on his bank account as how much he can take out daily. That's a good thing to have on your account as well. That way, if someone else gets into something, then by chance or by accident, it will limit how much they can take from you. So that's really good. The only side thing with that is if you wanted to get more money out. So kind of, puts you on a limit as well. Then you have to go to the bank, get your money out. But it's really good for protection purposes. So I highly recommend that. I have that as well. Limits on my bank account as far as how much I can take out. And I personally keep my money in my savings account. And then what I'll do is when I'm going somewhere, I'll slide it over to my checking account. And so a lot of times I forget, and I'll go to slide my card, and they'll say like it didn't work at the account. I'm like, what? Then I have to remember I gotta log into my bank account and like move the money over, because my point of doing that is if I keep my money in my savings account, if somebody was to, get a hold of my card or take my card or whatever, when they do slide it, there's not much they can do because it's not a lot of money in a checking account. So that's a tip that I do, that, if you have time or something, maybe if you have the app on your phone, that's something you can consider trying because it's helpful for me. So it stops me from using it. So I'd imagine it will stop, someone else from using it if they were to get into my account or your account. But we don't want anybody getting into anybody's account. So let me know in the comments, when you want to change your password. When you want, and if you're watching the replay, still let me know when you changing your password. Let's see. All right, so last tip, and then we're out of here, guys. So the last one is for your emails. Check in your emails. So check your emails, because sometimes when people get into your stuff, the emails will come to your personal email. So now, like I said earlier, I was kind of alluding to the fact that we don't really check our emails as often. We're so focused on text messages, but you'll get little alerts, and a lot of things are requesting a two factor verification. Set that up. It's still like a headache, and sometimes we don't want to do it. It's like, oh gosh, like even for me, if I gotta log into something, I'm like, here they go, and I gotta go. And then with having more than one phone, so it might go to the other phone. I gotta go get the other phone. It might go to or whatever, but it's worth it. Sometimes it's a pain in the butt, but it's for your safety. And if you have the opportunity to put two-factor verification on anything, I would say do that. But just keep eye on your emails. Just check it. Just glimpse at it. Maybe we don't want to go into them so much because we get to see all the sales, because everybody's sending all the sales and stuff. But just go through and check and just make sure you don't have anything that's like alerting you to something that's happening. I know with my Capital One card, I have an alert on that, like every time I spend on it, every time I make a transaction, every time I use it, it lets me know this transaction was approved, or like tell me where it's at, for how much. It's on my American Express as well. Check with your cards and see if they'll have those alerts like that. And that way, if something were to happen, and maybe you didn't realize your card was out of your space, out of your wallet, out of your hands, you can see if it's used immediately. So I would definitely tell you to check that out. This week, awesome for this week. Sounds good. Thank you very much. All right, guys. So those are my tips. I don't keep you guys long. We come in and we're about 15 minutes every week. If you're just tuning in, definitely watch the replay. We're here every week at 6 p.m. Eastern for Talk Tuesday with a different topic every week. We have over 50 something videos already in there. So go watch the replay. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you like the video. Give me a thumbs up because that is helpful for me. And share it. If someone needs to hear it, or someone could benefit from the information, share the video with them. I would greatly appreciate it so that I could help them as well. All right, guys. So thank you for tuning in. I'll see you next week.